Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Gina and I make videos about houseplants and houseplant related content, and I make videos every week, so you should hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of those future videos. So today's video is kind of an extra special video. For me it is because of the topic, but it's also because one of the viewers requested this video. And so I feel like it's just extra special because it was a viewer requested video. So if any of you out there have a video in your mind that you'd like to see me make, please put it in the comments below. I'd love to get ideas for videos, what your favorite type of video you love to watch, and just something you'd like to see me create. I would really appreciate the suggestions. So today's video is about my cats and living with my cats and plants in harmony. And then I'll also include some tips and tricks, things I've learned over the years, and it should be pretty interesting, I think. When I got the request, I was thinking, well, for sure, that's something I want to do because I'm passionate about cats and I'm passionate about plants, and the two kind of go hand in hand. I decided that this would be the perfect week for this video because it's just kind of a fun, no stress, just a easygoing video to share with you guys, because let's face it, if you celebrate Christmas, this is the week. This is actually premiering Christmas Eve. So we are down to the wire. It's like the stress, the pressure is on, and I think we just need something fun and something that just puts a smile on our faces. And for me, this is it. This video, and hopefully it will be for you as well. All right, so my cats, Nicky and Nora, are not currently in the room with me right now. I thought when I closed the door for sure one of them would come, because if a door is closed, they have to get in. But of course, they're not here right now. I do know where Nicky is. I don't know where Nora is at the moment. She's probably sleeping in the basement because that's her favorite place to sleep. Nicky is in the family room on the couch, and if it's sunny, he's got a beam of sun on him and he's just enjoying life to its fullest right now. So we're gonna go out of this room and we're gonna find those cats. All right, so here we have evidence of some cats, a little Peach and a little Sushi, and this is Nora's work. She loves to grab toys and bring them into my son's bedroom, but if the door is closed, she just leaves them right outside his bedroom door because she loves my son. He is her chosen one. So here's Nicky, as I thought. He's sleeping on the couch. See if he acknowledges us. Yeah, he's a sleepy boy. All right, so I'm not sure exactly where Nora is at the moment, so it's just gonna be me and the sleepy boy for a little bit. So this is Nicky, and you guys have seen him quite a bit. He usually, if there's gonna be a cat in my video, it'll be Nicky. He's got that, he likes to be the center of attention. So as soon as I get Nora up here, I'll do the introduction with her. So Nicky and Nora are brother and sister, and we adopted them in 2015, which 2015 was a really difficult year for us. So before we had Nicky and Nora, we had Artie and Havana, and they were 19 years old when these guys came into the picture. Havana, she in the spring, I think it was April, they were old. They were 19 years old. And we lost her in that the springtime. So then it was tough, of course. And then, so we decided, we knew Artie wasn't going to be with us that much longer because he was also 19 and he was definitely slowing down. And we thought it would be a good idea to bring the cats into, oh, I just saw Nora. She's over here. Oh my gosh. She's sleeping by the fireplace. There was probably some sunlight over there and she plopped down into the sunlight. Let me show you. There she is. She's all cozy in the corner. Okay, good. I know where she is now. Okay, so as I was saying, we lost Havana, and then we decided we wanted to adopt some new kittens, some new cats, because as I said, Artie is getting up in age. We're going to be losing him, and it was really tough. It was really tough for us. They're our kids, of course. So we started going through the process of adopting these guys, and we got them from the Burbank Humane Society, and they were being fostered at the time. So when we went to go meet them, they were in a home environment. It was Nicky and Nora, and then there was one other cat named Spencer. So they actually weren't named Nicky and Nora at that time. He was Dash, and she was, I think he named her Marley, pretty sure. And those are cute names, but my husband is a big The Thin Man fan, the books, and then they had the movies, and I think they even had a television series of it. And the main characters are Nick and Nora. So that's where their names came from. I have a brother named Nick, so it felt weird for me to call him Nick. So I always call him Nicky, because, I called my brother Nicky when we were teeny tiny little kids, but for most of our lives, he's Nick. So that's why he's Nicky. All right, so we started the process of meeting them, and it was probably, I think it was in May that, because we lost Havana in, I believe it was April. So in May, we started looking into it. And we met them from when they were just tiny little kittens. And we would go to the foster parents' house and just hang out with them for an hour, maybe even more than that, just to really get to know them. And so finally the day came to pick them up and bring them home. And that was June 13th, 2015. So this is the next horrific thing about 2015 was on the day we were to pick these two up. It was the day my mom passed away. It was a weird day. It was just, I was so excited to bring our kids home, and then to lose your parent on the same day. And I was talking to my mom about this that whole week before. We talked like 3 or 4 times on the telephone, and she knew all about them, and she was really excited for us because she too was just really sad about Havana passing away, and she knew Havana. She loved Havana also, so she was just really excited for us that we were going to be getting these 2 new ones in our lives. So, like I said, I talked to her like 3 or 4 times that week, and we were talking about the cats. She knew we were picking them up on Saturday, and then she passed away unexpectedly. So we picked them up that day, and it's just thinking back on it, it's just all a blur. But you're so happy to get them, but you're so sad about losing a parent. It was a very weird experience. All right, so we got through that horrible time. And then in, I think it was September, Artie passed away. So we lost Havana, we lost my mom, and we lost Artie in 2015. So it was an awful year. It was good in that we got these guys, but for every other, it was a bad year. So then finally we got into 2016. It was a fresh new year, and I mean, 2015 was really rough. So I was happy to get into a new year. And then in, I think it was March, we lost our dog Jack. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, it's starting again. I was really traumatized by that previous year, and I was just like, after that, the trauma of it just started manifesting, and I ended up like with physical issues from it. Like, one day I woke up and my ears, both ears, were just totally plugged up. Like just plugged up. I felt like someone was just like squeezing my head and my ears were just plugged up. So I figured, okay, well, it's like allergies or something. But it like went on for like a month, and it was just like, ugh, mentally, it was just like messing with me. And so I went to go, of course, try and figure out what's going on. And they put me on like steroids, and that was, ugh. Steroids and me do not mix. And then I did like allergy tests because like in addition to the ears being plugged up, then it felt like my throat, like I had a strawberry one day from our garden and it felt like my throat was like closing up. And so I had allergy tests to see, am I allergic to certain foods causing it? And the only thing that they found was I have a slight allergy to egg whites and peanuts. So we kind of ruled out that it was any sort of allergy thing. So I think it was just like the stress, like just the stress of 2015, and now again starting in 2016, and I just was losing so many things I loved in my life, and it was just like it was pretty bad. But I got through it, and everything's pretty okay now. So that was 7 years ago. So Nicky and Nora are 7 years old now. They're brother and sister. They used to love each other, not so much anymore. I think they still love each other, but they just don't cuddle like they used to, and they do still play a lot together. Each of them will instigate the play. He, of course, is a bit more rough with his play, and she will scream and she will put him in his place if he gets too rough with her. But they don't really usually, they don't like sleep together. So his personality is, he's a very timid cat. He, like when strangers come to the house, he'll investigate, and then he'll be friendly and he'll let you pet him, and then he will be a little standoffish after that. So he will try to swipe at visitors, and I think he's very on guard. He's like a guard dog, really. But he's very sweet with us, and he is pretty much my shadow. So I'm his chosen one in this house. He loves all of us. There's 3 of us in the house. He loves all of us, but I'm his favorite. All right, so here we're going over to Nora. because she is just looking so cute over here in the sun. And hopefully that camera is not too crooked. It's pretty crooked, but you know, what are you gonna do? So Nora, she is, I wouldn't say she's more outgoing, but she definitely takes to strangers more kindly. She'll never swipe at visitors like Nicky does. And she's a sweetheart. She really is. I think all of us in the house have decided that she's our favorite of all the cats we've had. She's just, yeah, she's just so sweet. And she is so soft. And probably the sun is blowing her out right now, but she's just this little roly-poly, soft little, she's like a little jelly ball. She's very sweet. So that was my little introduction to Nicky and Nora, two of my biggest loves in my life. And so now that you kind of have a little bit of a background on them, I thought we could go into my life with coexisting cats, coexisting with plants, and how I go about it, how we manage in this house. So first off, I think every cat is unique, and you're going to have a cat that will never mess with your plants, and then you're going to have a cat that will constantly mess with your plants, and then you might have a cat that every now and then they start nibbling on your plants. So here at my house we have two types of cats. So my little Nicky, he never messes with plants. I have absolutely never seen him munching on a plant, on leaves. And I used to have a Hoya pubicalyx sitting on my my breakfast table, and it would, you know, had the long vines, and occasionally he would bat at those vines. And I did see him like kind of munch at them, but not like to eat them, but just like because he was playing with the plant. That's the only time I've ever seen him mess with a plant. So Nora she's a plant eater, but she's not terrible. When she was younger, she did munch on some pothos. I saw her up on a shelf. She climbed her way up and she was munching on it. But she hasn't touched pothos in forever. And I mean, she has access to so many plants. I mean, behind me here, she could easily get up on this cabinet and start eating plants, but she doesn't. However, she has a preference. She does, if there is a palm in her vicinity, if it's in her reach, she will go to town on that palm. The same, she's also will do that with spider plants. She loves spider plants. So it seems, in my opinion, she goes for the kind of grassy type of leaves, plants, because spider plants and palm trees are very similar. The leaves are very soft, very grass-like, grass blade-like, and she enjoys those. So I used to have I think it was a queen palm, and it was tall, so she used to munch on the bottom leaves, and I let her. It was fine. And then I also had a big Dracaena, like a tree, and in the pot was a spider plant, and I picked it up used, or not, secondhand. It was a secondhand plant. So the spider plant was already in that Dracaena pot at the bottom, and it was just so easy for her to go in and start munching on the spider plant. And I actually read that spider plants have like a drug-like effect on cats, which is why they're so attracted to it. Kind of like catnip, I guess, but different. So palms and spider plants are her weakness. And I recently brought home a ponytail palm, and I have it hanging, but she can get up on a chair and reach it very easily. So she was constantly at that ponytail palm. So I had to come up with some way to stop her. So I didn't want to move the ponytail palm because I absolutely loved its location, and I didn't want to move it. That's where it had to be. So I had to come up with something else. So I remembered that cats love, it's like wheatgrass or oatgrass. So I thought, all right, well, I'm gonna run out to Petco, because I know I've seen they have the grass there, pots of oatgrass or wheatgrass. And so I did that. I went there and brought one home and stuck it right near the ponytail palm. It sits in the window near it, and I put it in a pot, a nice cache pot, and it was like a miracle. She always went straight to that wheatgrass, and she would leave my ponytail palm alone. So it can get a little expensive having to replace that wheatgrass because it doesn't last forever. It's actually very, it's kind of fragile because it's grass, it's blades of grass. So it needs a lot of water. You have to water it like every other day. And if you don't do it every other day, it's gonna wilt, and you can water it again and it will perk back up, but it's never quite as strong or robust as it once was. So it is a little bit of maintenance. So instead of going to Petco all the time and buying new grass, I decided I would just grow my own, because I am a plant keeper and I do grow plants, so it's ridiculous not to do it myself. So basically all you need is a pot and some soil and your seeds. So I just use, this is a 4-inch pot. I have a couple of these, and this is the seeds I use. So this is a wheatgrass. This one happens to be an organic wheatgrass seed, non-GMO. So I use that. And I just use the usual, my potting soil. I use Fox Farm potting soil. No, I don't have any amendments in it. It's just straight out of the bag. And I fill the pot up to about like right here. So you fill it up with soil to about right here, right below this little ridge here. And then water it, get that the soil moist. And then you take your seed, and you don't need that much seed. And I would actually do this, but I'm not ready to grow some more yet, so it would be kind of a waste for me to do so. So I just take a handful. Darn, you guys can't really see. I take a handful, like this much, and I just sprinkle it right into the pot, onto the moistened soil. And then you just cover that back up with more soil. So then I just take a spray bottle, and then I spray the newly covered seeds, spray that topsoil, and then stick it into a really bright location. You don't want direct sun, not yet, but a real bright location, and if it's warm, that's even better. And it takes about, oh gosh, maybe a couple weeks for it to start sprouting. And then once it does sprout, you can put it into some sun, a sunny location. And let me show you, I do have examples for you. So this one right here is the one they're currently working on. And this sits right up against a window, so where you see this browning, this is because of the coldness from the window, the temperature. You know, in the wintertime it's pretty cold, and so it doesn't really like that too much. But here at the top you can see where it's still nice and green. So when it starts looking like this, it's kind of graggly. And so I will start making a new pot. And I did that just a few weeks ago. And this is the one that I will be replacing that with. So this pot is a few weeks old, and you can see here the roots are coming out at the bottom, and this one is ready to replace the other one. And it's just grass, beautiful green grass, and it actually looks kind of nice sitting in the window. It's just another plant in my collection. So I have seen some people say that the wheatgrass for cats, their cat won't eat it, which is really surprising to me, because if your cat is eating your plants, I don't see why they wouldn't want to eat the wheatgrass. Like Nicky, he doesn't eat plants. He never messes with plants, and he never touches this wheatgrass. He has absolutely no interest in it. So, but Nora, she loves it. She absolutely loves it. And during the day, I'll see her run up there and go get her a little bit of salad for the day. And it makes her happy. It makes me happy because she's leaving my plants alone. And I know it's good for her. And it's even good for dogs too, if you want to grow it for your dog. So that is my first tip in my tips and tricks for keeping your cats away from your plants. So I actually only have one other suggestion to those of you that have cats that won't leave your plants alone, because this wheatgrass works for me, so I haven't had to come up with other ideas. But one thing I have noticed with Nora and with Nicky as well is when they are bored, they will do bad things to get our attention. When they are hungry, if they're out of food, they will do bad things to get our attention. So they know they get a reaction out of us when they eat the plants. So I think it's their way of trying to communicate with us, to let us know, hey, I'm out of food. Hey, I'm bored and I want to play. So, when they're being bad, the first thing I do is, I better go check to see that they have food. And most of the time, they need more, because I give them canned food and I give them dry food. They always have the dry food there, but they love the canned food, and I always try to keep a good supply of the canned food going for them. So if they're misbehaving, that's the first thing I do, is I check to make sure that they still have some canned food. And most of the time they're out, so they're just communicating with me. Other times, like Nicky, he loves to play. He absolutely loves to play. And I have one of those little things on a stick that he likes to chase around, and a lot of times he'll do things to try and get us to play with him. I guess my recommendation there is to make sure that they're getting some sort of stimulation during the day, that you play with them. I mean, I know you think of cats, they just sleep all day, but they love to play. They really do love to play. So give them that's their exercise. Give them some exercise to keep their mind sharp and to keep them from just doing bad behavior. It really does work. I also have lots of other toys that I give to the cats, and one of my very favorite places to get toys for them is on Etsy. There are some of the cutest homemade cat toys on there, and I brought some of them over here just to share with you guys, to show you some of the ones I've picked up because they're just so freaking cute. So I have some crochet ones that are really cute. I have this mushroom, and I'm not sure if this one is filled with catnip or not, but this is from Etsy. I have this rainbow. I have another rainbow that I picked up from Chewy, and it's filled with catnip, and they absolutely love it. They love licking it. So, and I saw this one on Etsy, and I was like, well, that one's so darn cute. I need to get that one too. So this one isn't quite as popular, but they still play with it. And then finally this crochet, it's an onion. I mean, how wacky is that? So cute. Crocheted little, cute little green onion. So different. So those are the crochet ones I picked up. I've picked up these strawberries, which are really neat. This says Miso Kitty. And I'll put links to these in the description if they're still around. I mean, these are a few years old, but those cute little strawberries. I have, it's from the same person, these fortune cookies. And you can see these toys are just in disarray because they're played with so much. Here's a goldfish, like the little crackers, goldfish, from the same company. They love it. And finally, this adorable little peach. And I have a few different peaches. We saw a peach earlier in the video when we were walking down the hallway. This is a different one from that, but I just like the peaches. So that's an example of some of the toys I've gotten from them on Etsy. And actually, for Christmas, usually at Christmas time is when I get them their new toys. And I did order and just received their toys for this year. And I'm so excited about them because they're so cute. And I will show you those. All right, so this is this year's Christmas gift for them. And they are not in the room. The door is shut, so I would not want them to see these yet because I have fun with them Christmas morning, and I can't wait to give these to them. But so here's the first one. Isn't that just the cutest thing ever? And I mean, they package these things so cute also. I just keep saying cute because it's just so cute. All right, so we have little sushis with hearts, and they have catnip in them for sure. There's another one, same. This little shrimp. And then, is this like a wonton, maybe? I think they're gonna love these. I just love how they package these. It looks like a little sushi thing. So that's the first one. So the next one, some more little shrimp. It's like tempura shrimp. Oh, this one's sealed, so I am not going to open that one, but you can see how cute that is. Two of those. And then finally, this little egg, just a sunny side up egg. And I believe all of these have catnip in them, and it's just so cute. So those are this year's gifts for them. I'm kind of trying to be quiet because I don't want the rest of my family to hear, because it's always a surprise for them to see as well. So hopefully they don't hear me. So I think we're going to wrap things up right here. I hope you enjoyed this fun little lighthearted video all about my cats, and maybe you've learned a little more about them. Maybe you've learned a little bit more about me. And it's just, I enjoyed sharing them with you, and I hope you enjoyed seeing them and seeing this video. And if you did enjoy seeing this video, I'd love for you to hit that like button. It really helps me out with my channel. And leave me some comments if you like. Tell me about your pets, or give me suggestions for future videos, or your suggestions for what's worked for you to keep your cats from eating your plants. Just leave me any comments. I'll be there. I will be in the comments responding, because I respond to all comments I receive, because I love it. I have so much fun talking with you guys. So if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe hit that subscribe button, become a part of this community. We have a lot of fun here, and I'd love for you to join us. And I think that's it. I hope you all have a great week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.